A very warm welcome, viewers, to today's CXO Rendezvous. Today we have with us Hafeez Shah, who is the Chief Information Officer for Sapphire Finishing Mills Limited. So the core of today's program would be knowing more about Hafeez Shah, his professional journey, how he actually started, so that we can take that inspiration and translate it for everyone today. So, very warm welcome, Hafeez Shah.
Thank you
So,
very much.
sir, if we can start with your brief introduction, yourself, and then we can put on some questions to you.
Thank you very much, Asad. It's my pleasure to be here with you, and especially on this forum of CXO Global Forum, basically. So I started my career basically from Saudi Arabia. So right after my university, without having even a job, I traveled to Saudi Arabia and try to find some opportunities there. So so there is a company named Retail Professionals who worked on a US-based software that basically provide the point of sale and inventory control system services. So I started implementing that in different regions and famous fashion brands in Middle East region. Uh, so while working with them, I got to interact with the ERP systems because whenever we were doing any implementation, so at the end, every company wanted to, have that data into their ERP systems. So then I was actually a kind of a guy who was always, looking forward for something big, something different. So I explored that SAP is one of the leading ERP service provider. So I jumped into SAP. I think back in 2008, I believe, and from there actually I started my career for implementing SAP in multiple countries and for multiple companies. So basically, just to summarize that, I have worked like more than 6 or 7 countries in Middle East and North Africa, even in Asia Pacific for Pakistan and Singapore, helping organization in their digital transformations. Uh, Worked at different level, starting from a consultant to a project manager, then being IT manager, and then head of IT, and now I'm working with the Sapphire Finishing Limited in capacity of chief information system. So this was a little summary of my profile.
Great, thank you for sharing this, Hafeez. And Hafeez, if you can also share with us, you mentioned just now that you always used to dream big.
Yeah.
So, what was that sparking point? You know, at the start of your career, what was that vision which actually has always driven you and keeps on driving you as well?
Atul, to be very honest with you, I believe there was something, from the beginning in my mind. When I actually graduated, so my father was no more, and I was feeling like I'm standing in front of a wall, and my life is done. I'm gone. I was like the youngest son in the family, and from there, I started thinking of that I need to do something on my own, right? But if I would say that uh, if there was if there was someone to guide me or mentor me, no, but I believe that more of it was something in my mind from the beginning when even I was studying that I need to do something different, and this is my also suggestion to always different people in my team that I think I'm a strong believer of always aiming higher in life. I am a kind of a guy that who believe in thinking thoroughly before deciding something. But once it's decided, then I don't look back. And I believe that consistency is also play an important role if you want to achieve something. I believe that I have to create the environment on my own. I don't need to wait for the right time. I don't need to wait for the right opportunity. I rather believe, making yourself ready for the opportunity. So I invested a lot on my professional education as well, and from the university, we all do. But in professional side, I did a lot of trainings and certifications for different technologies like SAP. If I was doing project management, so I did the PMP's certification as well. So I believe if you have done something good and it is on your credit, you definitely get some benefit out of it. And recently, I think last year, I did my executive MBA from LUMS as well.
Great, good to know. I think if I have to pick few key takeaways from your this message is that one is the commitment itself. So once you decide with the vision and what you want to do in life, so there is no looking back. So I
Yeah.
believe this sort of the right mindset, which is very much required for the current days professionals. And if to talk about your current role, so what are the key featured elements of your role at Sapphire, and how if there has to be any key takeaways for the future professionals and the professionals who are actually working or at their mid-career level right now. So so if you can share some.
Sure. So let me give you intro of my company as well. So Sapphire Finishing is basically part of one of the largest textile group in Pakistan, which is Sapphire Group itself. So we are a public limited company, created in 2003, I believe, as part of Sapphire Group. We produce, almost more than 6 million meters of dyed fabric, and also, we have a complete range of fabric excellence in cotton blends. And we are very much into fashion innovations. For that, we do a different sort of partnerships with different brands globally. So I believe that if you ask from me about working at Sapphire, so we work to basically ensure that our plant and processes are the most modern and efficient, and to find the best ways to exploit our proximity to regional garment makers. So when I'm saying this, that means that we are continuously working on the efficiency, on the exploitation of the digital transformations, and and also the team is very important. So we have created a team at Sapphire, I can say, that constantly focus on going beyond just making fabrics. In each and every step in production, and with every contact with brands and garment makers, we are in business of making great partnerships. So the lesson, if I would want to share with you, that for mid career people, again, the thing is that the most important thing is to fight with the procrastination, because I believe that you need to develop yourself in a way to meet the challenges that we have now, and even uh, for mid-career people, the challenges that we are expecting in the upcoming time. So there are economic challenges, there are challenges of jobs and opportunities. So I believe that someone need to keep working on their self-development, right? This is very important. And when I'm saying development, it is not on the part of the hard skills. I believe the soft skills should be focused more once you have reached to a mid-career level, because okay, for hard skills are required to get your jobs, and your degree is also important to get your first job in particular. But just to move from here to the next level in your job, I believe that someone need to work on their soft sides. They need to work on their leadership skills. They need to invest in the trainings on the leadership skills, instead of just keep acquiring on the technical or functional knowledge areas. Because why I'm saying this, because companies, they need problem solvers, right? They need people who can deliver, right, rather than just focusing on a small part of your functional or technical area. So I think someone need to grow in their career they need to think beyond these areas.
I believe very well said, Fisha. Another point in my mind is that the sector you're working for is very trendy, is very much relevant, and talks about the present day when it comes to having the presence on the Instagram channels of the small startups, clothing outlets, so they have a very good penetration, especially when it comes to the digital channels. So, what if you have to share few of the key learning lessons? So what do businesses need to keep in mind while opting for the digital transformation? I believe you have talked about it in your last answer, but still, why it's important for your sector?
Okay, so I think for organizations, the most important part in digital transformation is basically uh, so there are certain parts. So one of them is the change management. I think organization need to understand that how ready they are for any sort of digital transformation. So most of the time, you have right tool and platforms, but you are as an organization not ready basically. So first of all, I think awareness and engaging the people who are involved in the process of these transformations. I think it's very much important. A strong governance model, a proper team structure with clarity on what is required and when it is required is very important. So, for example, if I tell you many of the digital transformations that I have done in my past, most of the time people they just they are doing something just for because industry is following a certain trend, right? So this should not be the case. So, for example, if I talk about fashion and apparel in my industry, so in most many companies are using Insta and Facebook or Shopify, and even they have developed their online e-commerce portal, right, to promote their brand and have sales online. But again, the thing is that there is a complete process behind. How ready are you, for example, for such platforms? Do we have the proper team? Do we have proper people in place, right? So I think this is the readiness in terms of adopting any digital platform. I think this is very much important.
I believe very well said. And to add on to your point, I believe digital is something which excites the young generation a lot. You know, it gives it that good buzz. So where the generation wants to put themselves into, so they start the journey, and after taking six good steps, or maybe after a month or 2 months, it dies. It dilutes. So what do you think? Where is the gap when it comes to the sustainable business models of the future?
Well, yes, I think this if you want to have sustainable, if you want to achieve sustainability, I think you need to plan thoroughly. You need to put right people in place, right? And then you need to reinforce, right? So it's not like that, like you said, that maybe you are excited, right, and about something, and then you started, and then you are not able to take it to the finishing step. So I think for that, it's very much important that how you keep the people motivated and engage with you. So this is something very important. Uh, keep people buying before starting anything, right? Show them the clear picture, and the thing is that you need to basically cascade to all levels, that what are the objectives. So it's not about what is a smaller part of someone doing a project with a team. So you need to show them the bigger picture, that their small part is basically how much important to achieve or reach to that ultimate objective of the organization. I think when someone is even playing a small role, when he understand that I am part of a bigger plan, I'm part of a bigger project, I think then you can keep that particular person motivated and engaged.
I think very well explained about what can be those fine checkpoints to start with. And to come on to now, sir, on the conclusion side. So you talk about more about, knowing more awareness, doing a proper homework, having such forums to interact. At our age, or when we used to be, at our mid careers, or when we were starting. So there used to be sort hardly there used to be any presence of such digital channels, or even then the digital channels were also evolving. So in terms of the importance, what is the utility of the forums like CXO Global itself for the industry experts like you?
I think if you ask from me, I think this is the need of the hour because such platforms give all of us a great exposure, sharing of knowledge and experience, interacting with industry experts. And I think I'm kind of a guy who's a strong believer that before even wasting your time or doing mistakes, it's good that you learn from the people experience in order not to repeat the mistakes and get the same sort of challenges or loss. So I think one part is the knowledge sharing awareness, and the other part is that it create a lot of opportunities basically, opportunity in terms of not I mean in terms of the economical way, but also to so there are people I think who would want to add value to the society, who want to give back to the society. So I think this is a great platform for that. So people like, I think if they have achieved in their life, so I'll tell you something interesting. So although I also hear so many motivational speakers, but most of them come up with a sort of bookish knowledge, right? And based on their speaking experience at various levels. But people with industry experience, with practical experience, who have who have started their career from the very base level and then reached to the higher level, I think when you interact with those people, I think it's a good platform for the people who are just entering to their professional life, or if they are in the mid career and moving, aspiring to be move to the higher management. I think this is very much for them actually.
I believe couldn't agree more with you on this point. So here comes with your role comes the responsibilities as well. So thank you very much, Hafiz Shah, for sharing such the concrete takeaways, because as you mentioned that there are a number of people these days who, as a trainers or motivational speakers, who excite a lot, but they excite, but they in terms of the concrete takeaways, there's nothing to gain. So I believe there is a lot to gain from this session. And you can always connect with Hafiz Shah on the LinkedIn. And such people are a blessing to our ecosystems, who are always there for the mid-career professionals and the youngsters. As we have, this part of the world has almost now 70% as youngsters as part of the population. So I believe with this we come up with a great responsibility to
Yeah.
contribute to the business and societies. And we will continue this rhythm of CXO talk show with by the name of Rendezvous. So today it was Rendezvous with Asad Malik. I hope you must have enjoyed, all have enjoyed. So, any key messages, Hafiz Shah, from your end? Just like Janasab from this part of the world chat, unity, faith, discipline. So, what will be your three concrete takeaways?
Well, I think yes, someone need to get out of their comfort zone. I think we need to break our comfort zone, and
So, coming out of comfort zone one.
yes, and
Okay.
always aim higher in life.
Aiming higher in life.
Be consistent.
Okay. And be consistent. And I believe, as a professional, the most closest to my heart is to be consistent. And that can be the conclusion of today's session as well. So thank you, viewers, for joining today's session. Hope, including myself, we all have must have gained a lot from Hafiz Shah's experience. And thank you very much, sir, for joining today's session.
Thank you very much, Asad, and thanks
Looking
everyone.
forward to see everyone in the next coming talk show. Thank you.
Thank you.